Hey guys, Jonah here, once again, back with another beer review, strangely enough. And it's another one from the Beer 52 Beer Rewards. And this one's a bit weird. Well, let me explain, dear viewer. I was originally going to do a different beer. I had two beers left in the fridge from this magazine. Um, but one of them, I was like, I recognise this beer. And I was starting to think, have I had it before? And yes, I have. So this is the first actual active time that Beer 52 have gone against their principles and given me two of the same beers. So yeah, there's a thing on their website that says, we promise we will never give you two of the same beers. And they've done it to me a couple of times before by accident. And I think once with one of the Christmas Advent beers. But this is the first time that a beer in a box has actually been in another box. So beer 52, you're slipping a bit. But anyway, I'm not doing that beer. It was a Barcelona beer company beer, by the way, if you wanted to look that up. You should know already. You've probably watched some of my videos. Anyway, the one we are doing is from Gipsy Brewing, and this has won a sustainability award. And it's weird because this article talks about a beer that isn't actually the beer that we've got. It talks about the UK's first carbon negative beer, which is impossible, number one. Or if it is possible, then you should give us some money back on our beer, Gypsy Hill, because you're obviously, yeah, making less money or needing less money for heating and growing and all that kind of stuff. In fact, why don't you give us the beer for free if it's a negative thing? But this is not that beer. This is a different beer. This is Deco. I think I've seen this one. I might have seen this one in the shops. And my finger is over the bit that says West Coast IPA. And it's it looks a bit like those old postcards that you used to get um, in trains, in underground stations in London, and especially that kind of stuff. Pretty cool. And we do have some gumph here. Deco is a West Coast IPA brewed for Beer 52, classically bittered IPA with swigs of citrus and tropical notes. Everything you've come to love from this style. What do we got here? There's a giveaway. Our mailer giveaway. Prizes to be won. Sign up for free. Dear viewer, why don't you get your phone and click on that and see what you get. 5% on the ABV. So I am just about happy with that. And we have some extra ingredients and information and that kind of stuff. So what do we got? We got water, barley, wheat, hops and yeast, malted barley, oats and wheat. So that's weird. It says oats here, but it doesn't say oats up here. That is very strange. Never mind. And they are in Southeast 27. I'm not sure exactly. Well, it's obviously Gipsy Hill, but not 100% sure where that is. But that is my side of London, dear viewer. Oh, and we've even got the famous black top and yeah, silver bottom. Now, from what I understand, there's Columbus hops in here, and a hop I don't know much about at all called Sultana. Unless they put sultanas in there, I don't think they have, because it would have said so on the ingredients, wouldn't it? They wouldn't fool us with the ingredients list, although they already have. I think that's quite cool. I like that. Reminds me of summertime. Oh, where has that sun gone? Don't worry, dear viewer. In a couple of days, we will be on the way back to summer. Once we get past the solstice, the winter solstice, which is only a few days away, and I have a special beer for that day. Right, let us try and get this open. Oh, bit of a pressure test. Yep, that's not gonna. It's not gonna. Oh, he said it's not gonna spill on my trousers, which would be dreadful. I think these trousers can get one more day out of them before Christmas, and that's lucky because it's my last day in the office tomorrow. Although I am working for the rest of the week, but it means I don't have to go in. I can wear a shirt like this and be naked underneath, and no one will know. Shh, don't tell them, dear viewer, don't tell them. Okay, let us go for a pour. Wow, this is really kind of orangey kind of colour. Looks a bit like a Satsuma. Oh, wow, there was definitely something went in there. Oh, my goodness. Oh no, we've got the floaters of doom. So I'm instantly marking that down. I don't know what they are, but yeah, look, there's one. Did you see it? Like watching Jaws. There's another one dropping little white bits. It's probably bits of yeast, he says. Wow. Under a finger's head. Wow, look, you can see them, the floaters spinning around all over the shop now. That's horrible, dear viewer. Look at that. Look, big old chunks. Chunks of cheese, it looks like. Might be chunks of Satsuma. That, dear viewer, is not a good start to this review, I'm afraid to say. Right, will that go on there? No, it's upside down. So, if I do that and turn it around, and then he says, let's go around that side. There we go, dear viewer. That is the way. Do something like that for the front of this video. But of course, you will already seen that. I always say that, dear viewer, but you know my secrets by now. And if you don't, why don't you click like, subscribe, click the bell so you don't miss any future videos, all that kind of good stuff down below. Now, this is interesting. So we've got some wheat, we've got some floating wrongness in there, but it's definitely, well, I'm getting two things. I'm getting yeast, so I wonder if these floaty bits are bits of yeast. I hope they are. But also, I am getting kind of citrus fruits, but in a kind of orange, grapefruit, pineapple type way on the nose. There's a little bit of resiny stuff as well. So West Coast IPA synonymous with things like Cascade, and in later years citrus and Columbus, which is what's in here. So maybe that's where that green, that resinous, that kind of dankness is coming from. It's not overpowering, but it's definitely there. Chin chin. Let's see what we get from this bad boy. Really nice level of carbonation. Nice and smooth. So I'm pretty sure it does have oats in it. It's got that kind of creamy smoothness to it. I was expecting a bit more. Does it say what the IBUs are on here? I don't think it says. No, doesn't say on the can. Oh, but that lady on the can, I totally missed out. Look, she's there as well. And if it's focusing, it says Vita, the finance manager. You're paying her too much money, lads, because she's off to a sunny place. Deco. So maybe that's kind of Art Deco type thing, perhaps. You see, missed it the first time. Yeah, it's weird. West Coast style usually knock your socks off, all about the hops, really in your face, really bitter. And this is not. This is much more. This is not the old school West Coast. West Coast style. This is more. There is a new, more hazy, more mellow SoCal kind of West Coast style, i.e., pussies. Those of you that don't know, people in California are actually gone a bit mental. They're completely bonkers these days, especially in places like San Francisco and stuff. it's rife. People are leaving San Francisco because it's gone so bonkers there. Um, and yeah, West Coast, I guess you're talking more Oregon and up north a bit, but you know, Los Angeles, California in general is West Coast, isn't it? Tell you what though, that lacing is lovely. That is proper lacing. Oh look, we've got some sort of thing. Looks a bit like a camel, kind of on its side. So there we go. There's a foam spotting, or whatever I called it before. I can't remember. Oh, there's something there as well. Some sort of thing diving, like a kind of sausage monster thing. What am I talking about? Don't know. Just there's lots of lacing on the glass. Appreciate that, dear viewer. Look, we got the tide lines, but look, there's all sorts of weird stuff as well. Looks really, really nice. The only thing is these floaters, which I have to say, I haven't actually felt anything solid in my palate, but call me old school, but I don't like seeing lumps, chunks of stuff floating in my beer. Yeah, call me weird, but I don't like it. Right, let's finish this beer off, and then you guys can get on your way. But this is quite a nice beer, I have to say. Oh, there we go, right at the bottom. Bit more of that resinous kind of stuff going on, but still doesn't taste really bitter in the way that some of the really old school West Coast IPAs were crazy. And I guess if you ordered this, number one, it's from London, which is not West Coast at all, although they are pretty woke. And yeah, I've got a sad feeling that Gipsy Hill are very woke as well. Um, Calling their beer negative, carbon negative, is just a ridiculous thing to say. I have seen what they're doing. They're using special farms, and the farms themselves are really good. They're doing lots of things for biodiversity, growing hops, growing grains, etc., etc. However, neutral, neutral's hard. Negative is impossible. It is literally impossible to do. So I don't exactly know what Gypsy Hill's doing, apart from they've probably done some sort of deal with Beer 52, to get this sustainability award. I'll tell you something weird though. If you look at the actual, because I've got last year's magazine somewhere lying, probably got the year before's as well. The Some of the categories in this year didn't appear in last year's one. Oh, that's funny, isn't it? Almost like someone made them up. Hmm. Who knows? Who knows, dear viewer? Who knows? Anyway, you can call me a cynical old what's it, but I like to talk about beer, and hopefully, if you're watching this, you like to watch me talking about beer, which is fantastic. And hopefully, you're drinking some beer, and if not beer, drinking some alcohol at the least, because the world would be so boring without alcohol, wouldn't it? Hmm. And on that note, I'm going to say, bid you adieu, bid you farewell. Please make sure you take care of each other, take care of yourselves too, take care of your beers, and why not drink one? And we'll be back with more beer reviews real soon.